All right, we're going to look at finding slope given the graph of a line on a grid. So this is definitely an easy method as long as you're given the graph, or you can always graph points and use this method in the future. So to calculate slope, we can look at the vertical change over the horizontal change. So remember, vertical change means up or down, horizontal change means right or left. So we're always looking for the change in y over the change in x. That's how we look at slope. We can see that down here. So the vertical change is the change in the y coordinates, which we call rise, and the horizontal change is the change in x, which we call run. So that's going to become a much bigger theme here as we move forward. That's an easy way to remember slope, is to say rise over run. So we're simply just going to take the graph and look at what is the change in y. So how far up did I have to go to get from this point to the line where this one is on? Well, I had to go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can see up 4 there. And then what is the change in x? So I want to know, to get from this line here over to this point, how far do I have to move over? So if I count these, I move over 6 points. So I move to the right 6. And what's important here is to note that up is positive and right is positive. If I go down, that's negative. If I go left, that's negative. So pay attention to positive and negatives on here. So I have 4 over 6. And then we can reduce that. They can both divide by 2. So I can have 4 divided by 2 is 2, 6 divided by 2 is 3. So my slope is 2/3. And I can even test that if I go up 2, 1, 2, and I go over 1, 2, 3. Look at that. I do in fact land on a point there. So we're going to go ahead and do that same thing on this next one. So we're going to start at a point. I just want to know how far either up or down do I have to go to get to this point. So if I'm starting here and I'm going to this one, I'm going to go down, right? So I'm going down to this line here. So I can see it's on the same line. So I had to go down 1, 2, 3. So down 3, remember that's going to be a negative 3, because down is negative. And then if I want to know what my change in x is, I just want to know how far to the right I have to move on this one. So I'd have to move 4 places to the right, because I'm starting at 0 here and going over 4. So I can also use these tick marks to help me count too, because I know this is my 0 mark, and then I can see that it's landing right on 4. So I'm going to go negative 3 over 4. There's nothing I can do to reduce that, so that guy is all done. All right, let's go ahead and try one more practice problem here. So we have this one. So again, we're going to do our rise. So I want to know how far up do I have to go to get from here to this line where the other point is. So I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3. So that's positive 3. And then for my run, I want to know how far to the right do I have to go. I could go left, but in this case I'm going right. So I have to go 1, 2 to get there. So rise 3, run 2, and I want to make sure that I'm paying attention. Is it negative or positive? So since it's up, it's positive. Since it's right, it's also positive. So my slope is 3 over 2. All right, so that is finding a slope given the graph of a line on a grid. I hope that helped, and I will see you in the next video.